Hello and welcome. I'm Ragnar Balderson. So, I've briefly described what I mean when I say traditional lifestyle. Now, I want to cover how to get a traditional woman. It's something that I believe is important, and a lot of people just kind of give up trying to find that special someone because they believe it's impossible to find in today's world. I can tell you from personal experience that it isn't. It just takes effort and patience. So I've often heard guys talk about how they want, this quality woman, but they just aren't around anymore. They will complain about how, today's world has turned all the women, or at least the ones that they know, who are single, into self absorbed sluts. And how they only go for the bad boys and they just aren't interested in a good guy. This list, it goes on and on and on. So where do we go from here? Well, first, I would advise you to envision your perfect woman. What are her qualities? What makes her perfect? So now that you have that in your head, ask yourself, would a woman of that caliber, of that quality, be interested in a guy like me? Chances are, if you're watching this video, the answer is no. Not to worry, not all is lost. We can still work with this. All you have to do is become worthy of that kind of woman. Simple, I know. So what this means is you have to do everything you can to improve yourself so that you will be worthy. So, for starters, as a bare minimum, you must have a job, your own car, and your own place. If you don't have at least these three things, do not bother looking for a woman. No self-respecting woman is going to be interested in you. This is because without at least those three things, you're essentially a boy, a child who still needs their parents, still needs to rely on their parents. And women are attracted to men, not boys. Fortunately, it's not too terribly difficult to get those three things. So besides the three minimum things you'll need, the job, car, house, there are other qualities that you're going to need to develop if you don't have already. So first is self-confidence. What self-confidence means is that you trust yourself and in your abilities. You know what you are able to do and you trust yourself to carry that out. So how you can develop that is with self-improvement. So what you need to do is first reflect on what you are good at. And if you don't know, find out. Try out new things to discover what it is that you are good at. And once you do figure that out, hone that skill. And this will give you the confidence that you'll need. You'll discover your limitations. You'll know how much you can do and how far you can go. Secondly, you need to be self-reliant. No respectable woman is going to be interested in a guy who can't at least take care of himself. This kind of ties into the job, car, house requirements laid out earlier. So if you're searching for a traditional woman, then obviously you have to fit the role of a traditional man, which will mean that you are the primary provider for your family. So this might seem kind of obvious, but the way to develop this is to pursue like a career or a trade. Basically, find a way that you can provide for yourself and eventually others without having to rely on others. Now, once you have completed this journey of self-improvement, if you will, you need to go where the traditionally minded women are. So this could be at a church or some other religious function or like at a community event. They go where there's people, where there's community. Do not, and I cannot stress this enough, do not go to the bar or the club looking for a good woman, because quality women do not spend much time there, nor are they going there to look for a good man. So don't even bother going there. So next, when you have met this quality woman, or who you believe to be the quality woman, you need to start touching bases with her to find out if pursuing a long-term relationship is going to be worth it. So what you got to do is ask her if she wants kids, how many, see if her values and what she wants out of life matches up with what you want. If so, great. Continue with the relationship. Hope it works out for you. If not, then don't waste time trying to change her mind or trying to bend her to your will, because it's just going to cost you and her time that you're never going to get back, not to mention a heartbreak when it finally fails. So another thing that you do need to concern yourself with is how many men has she slept with. So nowadays, a lot of people try to pretend like that doesn't matter, but in fact it does. The more men a woman sleeps with prior to her marriage, the more likely she is to get a divorce. Stefan Molyneux has an excellent video on this, for which I'll provide a link for in the description below. In his video, he goes into great detail and he backs up everything with empirical data, so I highly recommend it. Now, what I would personally say is that when we have sex with someone, we attach an emotional tether, if you will, to that person. And what happens is we begin to care for that person, care for their well-being. So, a lot of people try to pretend like sex is just sex, it's just some animal function that we do for fun and for base reproduction. But, there's a lot more to it. There really is. This is especially true for women. Women are just much more emotionally aware and in tune with themselves and what's going on around them than men are, which is why this affects women a lot more. So what happens if a woman starts sleeping around and having a lot of one-night stands? Well, in order to protect themselves, what happens is they will kill that part of themselves that attaches that emotional tether. What's the point of attaching an emotional tether to someone you're never going to see again? It's just going to cause you hurt and heartbreak. So what people do is they kill that part of themselves. So what happens is when they finally decide to settle down, get married, have kids, whatever, well, that part that attaches the emotional tether to people, they killed it. It doesn't exist anymore. And with that goes their ability to pair bond with somebody else. And this is why they often end up getting divorced, because their ability to attach themselves to another person, it's gone. It's no longer there. All right, so that's about all the time we have for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later.